But let's talk a little bit about Canelo Kovalev, and then we're going to get out of here and wrap up the show, guys. Obviously, the fight is happening. Alvarez, Kovalev. Alvarez moving up 2 weight classes to light heavyweight to face Sergey Kovalev. Sergey Kovalev looking fantastic as of late, even though he had a tough fight with Anthony Yard. Thoughts on this fight, Anthony? I know you're not a boxing guy, but I know you know these two guys. Thoughts on Canelo moving up this much in weight and facing a guy of Kovalev's ability and stature?
Why not? I mean, he's kind of done everything he can where he normally stays at. So why not? Kovalev is definitely not on the upside of his career. So this is like Roy Jones against John Ruiz to me. This is the smaller guy moving up for the right opponent in a winnable fight.
I don't know if it's winnable.
I think it's winnable. I mean,
it's winnable. No, it is winnable, but I don't. I always make this distinction: is Canelo? Does he have a possibility of winning, or does he have a probability of winning? Is he most likely to win, or does he just have a chance of winning? Those are two very different things, right? Dustin Poirier had a chance of winning, but it wasn't probable against Khabib, right?
Well, I'm not saying that Canelo should go out there and wash him, but from a style perspective, he does give Kovalev some issues. Kovalev has shown himself very susceptible to the body shots, and seems to be Canelo's specialty. He definitely will have a speed advantage over him. He'll be able to switch stances and do some interesting things from a footwork perspective that Kovalev may not be ready for. So I think this is a fight that he's looked at and like, oh yeah, I can beat this guy and I know how to beat him. When you're talking about a boxer the caliber of Canelo with the machine behind him that's there, they don't just pick anybody to fight. These opponents, especially a challenge that's this dangerous, there's a lot of calculation that goes into that. I think Team Alvarez has looked at the X's and O's and decided, yeah, this is the guy. We move up for this guy, the biggest possible name with and with the risk mitigated as much as possible.
I agree in terms of Canelo and his team being that calculated. I think they are. Obviously, I think it's undisputed at this point that they do that, right? Or any top fighter does, right? Like that's what they do. Top athletes, period, are calculating individuals. You have to be to get to that level of any sort of athletic competition or sport. However, Kovalev is so ginormous compared to Canelo. Canelo's already gone up 3 divisions throughout his career, right? And he's already a guy that isn't a big middleweight. He's a 5'9", 5'8". He's going up against a 5'11", 6 foot, legit light heavyweight that cuts down to 175. It's going to be a tough fight for Canelo Alvarez. He's going to have to get behind that jab, or I should say, get under that jab of Kovalev, get around it, work the body like you say. And he's going to do that throughout because I think his power, while pretty respectable, obviously, at middleweight, and throughout his career, he's had respectable power. I don't know if it's going to be enough at 175. The power going up in weight class is always one of those tricky things where it's hard to tell if it's going to carry over.
But you got to eat the right clenbuterol.
That does help. The right carne asada, it is what it is, man.
Mexican burgers.
But I do. Well, at this point in time, it's all right fight. I understand that it's going to be a big fight for boxing and for overall casual fans, but it's a fight that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I'd rather have seen a Triple G trilogy fight, Demetrius Andrade matchup. Hell, send the olive branch over Jamal Charlo. There's tons of other names I would have rather seen than a Sergey Kovalev matchup for Canelo Alvarez. But hey, this is the business of prize fighting. But Anthony, that's going to be it for today, man. We're going to wrap up the show because we have no callers, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Because last time me and